What's going on, all you wild comic book lovers? Logan Myers back here for Cinephellas.com. It's been a minute. Been very busy as of late after October, shooting all these videos and work. Been very busy, but I've had a lot of videos lined up, and today I'm finally talking about the show that was released this year on the Amazon Prime Video service. I'm talking about Utopia. But what does it mean? So the original Utopia show was a UK show back in 2013. I have not seen it yet, but it's on my list of shows to watch, especially after watching the American version and having a really great time with it. It's created by Gillian Flynn. You guys know her. She was the author of Gone Girl and also Sharp Objects. Both were adapted for TV and film. Sharp Objects was on HBO, and then Gone Girl was the David Fincher movie. Really fantastic stuff. She's a really great writer, and you know, she's very twisted and dark. So the setup of the show, we have a group of comic book lovers. They find out about this comic Dystopia. And within Dystopia, there's a lot of clues having to do with a secret organization and having to do with this virus outbreak. And a lot of us in 2020 can pretty much relate to that with a global pandemic going on and being stuck at home wearing masks. The setup of the show is bringing these people together, finding out about this comic and the hidden messages within it. And it has to do with Jessica Hyde and her brilliant father, which was a scientist. And he was basically making these viruses for a person named Mr. Rabbit. And Jessica Hyde and her father basically escape from Mr. Rabbit, sets out his group of assassins called the Harvest after Jessica and her father, and they find the father, capture him. It really sets up the story of Jessica Hyde trying to find her father, which leads to the very end scene of the first season. With that being said, with the group of comic book lovers, they're looking for Utopia, which they believe has the answers to all these viruses, the cure to these viruses, so it's a hot commodity. And really trying to track this down. It really sets up the rest of the show. We're introduced to a group of comic book lovers. Samantha, played by Jessica Roth. Huge fan of hers. She was in Happy Death Day, Valley Girl, and a bunch of other stuff. But really love this actress. I think she's going to be great in the horror genre. She's going to be the future Scream Queen. But I've really loved everything she's been in. But we're also introduced to Becky, Ian, and Wilson. Wilson is probably my favorite character in the show. He's a conspiracy theorist. He lives with his folks in Chicago, and there's an underground bunker, and he has all these pictures and maps and things like that, like a conspiracy theorist, much like Charlie Day and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So he's really diving into the comics, really trying to see the true meaning of all these clues within Dystopia and hoping they find the answers within Utopia, which is the sequel. And the Harvest are out going after these people, all these comic book geeks, with them trying to find Utopia, the comic. And it sets up Christopher Denham's character. He plays Arby. He's probably my favorite bad guy. There's something very unsettling and off about this character. He was an actor in Shutter Island, and I remember him in Argo. And they dive into his name, why he's called Arby later in the season, which is R&B, stands for something. With Arby being a mercenary or some sort of assassin, he's capping off all these people that were at this comic convention looking for Utopia one by one. He's very cool and calm and collect about it. He just goes in and boosh, has a silencer on the gun. He just caps all these people like nothing. They also dive into killing children, which is really terrifying. And they really went there in the show and caught me off guard. I'm like, oh my God, he's really killing people. He's really killing a bunch of little kids. But throughout the rest of the show, Arby's really trying to track down these comic book fans and finding Utopia and finding Jessica Hyde. Where is Jessica Hyde? And we finally get to meet up with Jessica Hyde, played by Sasha Lane. I'm really not familiar with her work, but I thought her character was really well done, and she's a badass too. She trained to fight and survive, essentially, and trying to track down her father. And then with that being said, we're introduced to John Cusack, that needs no introduction. And Cusack plays Dr. Kevin Christie. He's the main person behind this organization. He's a scientist. And then we're also introduced to Rainn Wilson's character, old Dwight Schrute from The Office, plays another scientist. And it's really great seeing both of these actors on screen together having to do with this virus outbreak and the cure and the vaccine. Throughout the course of the show, they really dive into a lot of issues that we're coming across in 2020, and the show is so relevant to what's going on this year, having to do with the pandemic, a virus outbreak, government, healthcare, and then also finding the vaccine for this virus. So I thought it was really great, and it's something that we can all relate to throughout the world, of everything we're coming across, not being able to go out, and afraid we're gonna get sick, and what exactly will happen to us if we don't find a cure for that. So I think it really dives into a lot of issues that we're having. With Utopia being on Amazon Prime Video, it definitely has the kind of a stylistic approach and feel and vibe like The Boys has. It's very dark, it's very gritty, it's very gory at times, a lot of surprising scenes that you couldn't predict as an audience. So that being said, an absolute blast of Utopia Season 1 on Amazon. It's a show that you guys definitely should check out, especially dealing with everything, the stress, craziness of 2020. This is a show you will end up binge watching, and it's only 8 episodes. I don't know why Amazon always has 8 episodes in their series, but it's definitely a show you can binge in a day or two. It's a really great story, really well done across the board. The acting, the story, and the overall premise I thought was really great, and it really hits close to home with everything going on. I think that standout performances are Wilson's character. I love John Cusack as Dr. Christie, and you have Rainn Wilson's character, which is also a scientist, Michael Stern. I thought he was great. He was behind, trying to find the cure, the vaccine for this virus, and then also bringing up other characters within the show. The main bad guy would be Arby. I absolutely loved his character throughout. It's something very unsettling about this guy that's very calm and collect, but a guy you don't want to mess with because he will put a bullet in your head and kill you in the most brutal way possible. I thought the writing was really great. Gillian Flynn, yet again, creating and crafting beautiful and unique and dark stories. I love the story and how it has to do with this virus outbreak and the secret dark organization behind it, and then trying to find the cure and trying to save the world at the same time. The only downfall of the show, I thought a few of the main characters weren't that great in these roles. I just didn't get attached to the characters as much as I would like to. But a lot of the supporting cast and the antagonists were really great. In terms of the music, the set design, cinematography was all really well done. It felt like I was watching an 8-hour-long movie. It was just that well done in terms of like production, set design, and the overall quality of the show was much like a movie and really, really well done. So if you guys are looking for something to binge watch at home during the lockdown, I highly recommend checking out Utopia. That's currently streaming on Amazon Prime Video. You guys won't be disappointed. So overall, I'm giving Utopia on Amazon Prime Video a 4 out of 5 Mr. Rabbit hair pieces. I want to hear what you guys think of Utopia. What did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? Have you guys seen the UK show? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit subscribe. This is Logan Myers signing out from Utopia. Until the next TV review. Cheers!